First on BBC One, Premier League football in Match of the Day with Desmond Lynham.
Good evening. First, second and third in action tonight, albeit there'll be no medals up for grabs. The performances in the games you may see today may go a long way to letting you know who will be claiming them. So, you fancy a flutter? Chelsea travelled to Manchester United. Manchester United unbeaten this season, but Chelsea the surprise package, particularly after their win last time against Arsenal. This was a cracker.
Sheringham! Denied again by De Hoy.
Arsene Wenger has been in charge of Arsenal for a calendar year. What was their improvement levels like? West Ham was there to test them at Highbury.
The D. That's a great cross for Bergkamp coming in.
Bottom of the table, yet to get a win this season. At home to them on a Monday night game was Derby County. But Wednesday showed that they're a better midweek side than a weekend side. We have all the goals that took place this week in the Premiership. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Trevor and Trevor to talk through everything today. But first and foremost, we'll go to Old Trafford. Chelsea have been in phenomenal form this season despite the opening day glitch and have definitely been the side to beat at the moment. But it was their big test for them. Manchester United have been easing themselves into this season, but after their recent European success, they could be buoyed about getting into the rhythm and routine of taking home the Premiership Championship. Commentator for this one at Old Trafford is Trev Motson.
The theatre of dreams has enabled some fanciful visions come to life over the years. Table toppers Chelsea arrive in Manchester, hoping to continue their own dream. It's been over 40 years since Chelsea were Kings of England, but at the home of the current champions, they have the opportunity to pick up another statement result. This is the one that the nation has been looking forward to. Whilst Chelsea were picking up 3 points against Arsenal a fortnight ago, Manchester United were limping to a goalless draw at Bolton. Teddy Sheringham was wasteful in front of goal during that draw, but Alex Ferguson keeps faith with the striker. Norwegian duo Henning Berg and Ronnie Johnsen are partnered at the back, with Beckham and Giggs taking up their usual spots on the wings for United. Chelsea are unchanged. 5 at the back has suited Ruud Gullit's team well so far, whilst Vialli and Zola have been deadly in front of goal. Mark Hughes starts on the bench against his old side. Will one of these two teams be lifting the FA Carling Premiership in May? Today could go some way to determining the destiny of the trophy. This is Irwin on the left-hand side for United. Gets past his man and looks for support. Keane back to Irwin. Sheringham! Good save by De Hoy. Chelsea get the ball away, but United pick up possession again. This is Nicky Butt. Keane. Butt. Sheringham! Denied again by De Hoy. Good pressure from United and still it continues. And Chelsea hook the ball away to safety. 2 chances for Sheringham. Denied on both occasions by the Dutchman Ed De Hoy. Firstly, a good header, and then this shot from the edge of the box. Smartly saved and parried to safety by De Hoy. A warning sign from the hosts. Irwin is fouled. And Dennis Wise gets a ticking off by the referee Graham Poll. The first time Wise has been penalised this season. Beckham over the set piece. Comes out to Nicky Butt. The shot takes a deflection and will go behind for a corner to Manchester United. Petrescu scored for Romania during the international break. This is Poyet. Zola. Zola! Oh, what a save! Superb by Peter Schmeichel. It's the first sniff Chelsea have had, and they very nearly took the lead at the Stratford end. What a brilliant save from the Great Dane. Di Matteo will get onto this. He's got Wise next to him. Finds Poyet. Zola. Now Dennis Wise, the skipper. Good play by Wise. And now Lasso. Di Matteo. Nicky Butt doing everything in his power to try and get the ball, but Di Matteo does so well. This is Vialli. Gianluca Vialli! It takes a deflection! And goes inches wide of Schmeichel's right-hand post. Nearly the stroke of fortune that Chelsea desired. Came off Henningberg's knee. Corner kick. Zola with the in-swinger. Vialli goes up. Ball comes out to Poyet. Now Wise. Petrescu! Denied by Schmeichel. It's been a strong start to the second half by Chelsea. And that's the second good save that Peter Schmeichel has pulled off this afternoon. Irwin. For the reigning champions, plays it out to Philip Neville. Got the nod ahead of his brother Gary today. Beckham. Giggs. Corner kick. Good football by United. Chelsea snuffed out the danger. It was the Burf getting out to Giggs. And it's only a corner for Manchester United. It's the end of Nicky Butt this afternoon. Paul Scholes replaces him. Scholes into Giggs. Now Roy Keane. Pass doesn't make its way through to Irwin, but Irwin gets the ball now. And Wise goes steaming in. Got a ticking off earlier. This time he'll get a yellow card from the referee. And as much as Chelsea protest, the referee's decision has been made. Whilst Wise did get the ball, he also got plenty of the man. Wise. Into Zola. United win the ball back though, and Irwin finds Giggs. What can the Welshman do? He's up against Dennis Wise. Played into Sheringham. Andy Cole! Good save by De Hoy, who palms the ball behind for a corner. Good interplay between Sheringham and Cole. And Cole's effort is stopped. Beckham over the corner. 20 minutes remaining here at Old Trafford. Played short to Cole. Takes a deflection and goes wide. Keane hit that well. The ball could have gone anywhere once it hit a defender. It's gone out for a corner. United just putting on a little bit of extra pressure. Beckham goes short again. Gets the ball back from Cole. David Beckham might fancy a shot. And he does! David Beckham opens the scoring! Brilliant from Manchester United. Chelsea switched off from the corner. Beckham took a chalk, got the ball back and curled the ball into the bottom corner to give United the lead. Excellent from the England international. Once he got into the box, Chelsea couldn't touch him. He was given too much time, and that is a brilliant finish. Rousseau was too slow to get out to Beckham, and there was no chance for De Hoy. United ahead. Scholes. The substitute finds Phil Neville. Good ball in. Headed away. Only as far as Beckham, the scorer. But Chelsea get the ball back, and this is Vialli. And that's brilliant from Roy Keane. Beckham. Andy Cole. Cole! Couldn't get his shot on target. But with 15 minutes remaining, it looks like United are wanting a second here. Chelsea a little bit shell-shocked. Can United take advantage and clinch all 3 points? Petrescu. This is Poyet, scored in that win against Arsenal a fortnight ago. Zola. Vialli! That wasn't far away from the Italian. Schmeichel diving with all his might to his left-hand side. Very grateful to see the ball whistle past his post. Zola plays it in. Berth up at the back. Cleared away by United. Steve Clark picks up the ball for the visitors. There are 5 minutes left on the clock. Lasso getting a bit frantic. And United gratefully win the ball back. This is Sheringham on the break. Plays it into Scholes, and now Phil Neville. Sheringham! 2-0! Teddy Sheringham! And that will be all 3 points for Manchester United. Just as Chelsea had a sniff of getting an equaliser, United go up the other end and show what champions are made of. Lovely finish from Teddy Sheringham, who started the attack on the halfway line, continued his run and hammered the ball past De Hoy. It's 2-0 at Old Trafford, and there surely isn't enough time for Chelsea. Vialli, as we tick into the 90th minute. Wise! Dennis Wise with a chance with his head. You don't hear that often. Unfamiliar territory for the midfielder. He was unable to get his effort on target. It's going to be nil points for Chelsea. Broad beats Cole in the air, but Beckham picks up the pieces. Cole. Can there be a final flourish from United here? Beckham! Giggs! So close to a third. United laying down a marker now. Brilliant from the champions. Beckham into Giggs. It's all 3 points for Manchester United. They move level with Chelsea at the top of the table. A statement win from Alex Ferguson's team, who took a while to get going this afternoon, The goals from Beckham and Sheringham have led them all the way to 3 points. In truth, Chelsea didn't really get going. A couple of chances were denied by Peter Schmeichel. But it's Manchester United, the FA Carling Premiership champions, who win 2-0 at Old Trafford.
Comfortable win in the end for Manchester United chaps on the basis of it. But they certainly had the better chances. They just left it late, didn't they? Yeah, I think so. I think it's a fair point. But I'd look at it more like this. United knew they had the better of Chelsea, but they didn't stop that belief that they weren't going to win the game. I think Chelsea's game plan themselves forced them to sit back a bit and try and play on the counter. United cleverly pressed but not overcommitted themselves to the point where Chelsea were never really going to overexpose them. But ultimately, the game itself will settle on the fact that Manchester United didn't give up. Well, let's talk about Manchester United, Trevor, if we may. We've talked about them getting a slow start to the season. When these two met in the Charity Shield, it was an easy win, really, for Chelsea on the grand scheme of it. What's changed, do you think, in the last sort of 10 weeks or so? I'd probably say one of the big differences, I think, is fitness. I think Manchester United, they're not the best of starters. They don't arrive at the start of the season fully fit, ready to go. It always takes them 2 or 3 games to really find their groove. They have now, and they look a much sharper side than Chelsea because of it. I think Chelsea have had some great results, but in terms of depth of squad, I think United have got a better squad overall. So I think that showed here today. And sometimes, weirdly, big European game, big league game, 2 following one another, it can certainly G you up and help. So now off to Highbury at the moment. Arsenal have been a side which have started to show that they could be real title contenders this season. Harry Redknapp's West Ham United have had an indifferent start to the season after cruising to safety via the scenic route last season. What will it be a case? This London derby going and surprising people? Well, Arsene Wenger's Arsenal showed that after a year in charge, he really is able to do things his way. Commentary from this one comes from Trev Champion.
There's a lot of talk about how Arsenal can bounce back from that defeat at Stamford Bridge, a match which many felt they were out of sorts. They're back in front of the Highbury crowd today, and they entertain West Ham United, themselves off the back of a defeat, a 1-goal defeat to Newcastle last week at home. But Arsenal line up very much the same again. Mark Overmars, who gave away the penalty that changed the game against Chelsea, will be looking to make amends in this one. West Ham United have to attack Arsenal, and John Hartson and Paul Kitson's job will be to try and penetrate that ever solid Arsenal backline. Here's Petit. That's a great cross for Bergkamp coming in. And though Arsenal may not have picked up the points in their last game, it was certainly Dennis Bergkamp once again trying to pull them out of the mire. Rose well, but the distraction of Potts sent the ball over the crossbar. It'll be a corner to which Bergkamp will take. He's gone short for Petit. Oh, Petit ghosted round them there. Parler! The opening goal inside 10 minutes goes to Arsenal and Ray Parler. That's the sort of start they wanted to maintain their place at the top of the table. It all comes from Emmanuel Petit, who ghosted past Julian Diggs very easily. And Parler with the right foot shot. It does take a sizable deflection off John Moncur, but I think it may have been going in anyway. McCloskey deceived and Arsenal go in front. Parler. Plenty of options in there. Into right, back to Parler. Parler into Bergkamp. Into right, trying to hold off Pearce, who did his job. And the deflection finds Bergkamp with a header. And here's Overmars again. And Ian Wright on the 10. Good save, McCloskey on the near post. Dix and Pearce getting in a muddle. And Wright on the left foot. McCloskey got everything behind that to scoop it past the upright. Bergkamp to deliver from the left-hand side this time, with the right foot in swinging. Potts got ahead to it. Ferdinand can launch it downfield, but Bold picks it up. Hearts are not having any joy up that top end at the moment. There's Bold with a surge. That looked like a foul. It's into right. It's wide. Advantage was played well by the official. Really good ball in by Parler, who started strongly. Right, just couldn't get enough of the head on it. Bold through the lines again. Bergkamp. Right, over Mars. Some great football by Arsenal. Here's Dixon. Dixon with it. Ball in and right again. I think he may have been offside. Linesman flag is up. Just straying there, Ian Wright. Arsenal fans have to be encouraged by this. Their sluggishness at Chelsea seems to have been put in the rear-view mirror. Petit to Dixon. Fullbacks are committed to coming forward, and right on the turn again, and McCluskey once again with a strong hand to deny Arsenal a second. So much freedom for the Gunners. Right, this time turning onto the right foot. McCluskey keeping his team in this. Dixon. Parler, more space across, right! It's just not his day. He was stifled against Chelsea. It's been quite the opposite in this game. It's just lacked a finish. Fine ball in again from Parler. Header over the top. West Ham cannot get a sniff of the ball in midfield. Here's Winterburn. Petit. Overmars. Threaded through for right. Back to Overmars and now Winterburn. Shot was cut off by Potts. Lomas makes a tackle, but Winterburn still has it. It's Overmars. Hits the upright. It's going to come back for Dixon. To Winterburn. That'll do it. To say it's been coming is an understatement. A thoroughly deserved second for Arsenal. And Nigel Winterburn, who stayed up there, having created the initial chance for Overmars, gets his reward. Superb hit from Overmars. It just cannoned off the post. And Dixon floating it back into the 6-yard box. Winterburn continuing his run. And nodding in from 6 yards for one of the easiest goals he'll score. Adams has been positive from the back. Not a whole lot of defending to do, really. Such has been the attack of Arsenal. And here's Winterburn again. And that's a tremendous delivery. McCluskey to get both fists on that. Sinclair with the header away for Lampard. Maybe a chance for West Ham to break here with Kitson. Vieira coming across, and Lampard is dispossessed by Petit. And Arsenal have it again, and they turn defence into attack so quickly. And here's Bergkamp. He's got Ian Wright with him. It's Ian Wright, surely this time. It's 3-0. And the England man with relief. He finally gets that goal he's been looking for all day. You felt it was going to be one of those games for Ian Wright, but he has finally come up with the goods. McCluskey could do nothing this time around. It was measured from Bergkamp, right onside. Touch with the left to set it up, and the right foot volley has put this game to bed now for Arsenal, who've been in control from the very first whistle. Okay. There's just no runners. Arsenal are swarming them. And Parler's opened it up again here. Right to Parler, their combination today has been lethal. Bergkamp, arguably man of the match, but it could be any of them. And he's still got hold of it here. Berkovic dispossessed. And it's over Mars. Oh! The cherry on the icing on the cake. There was just enough time for a moment of magic from Mark Overmars, and the disappointment of Stamford Bridge put well behind him now. But Glasgow, unfortunate, he's had a good game, specifically in the first half. Bergkamp, dogged as ever. And Overmars, it's one touch and an instant hit. Glasgow's scrambling across his goal, could do nothing about it. The power takes it in. Arsenal 4, West Ham United 0. It's a huge win for the Gunners, and suddenly now that Chelsea defeat doesn't seem so damaging, and the title race, early doors it may be, is very interesting. A smiling Ian Wright, he got the goal that he very much craved. And Arsenal march on here with a 4-goal victory. West Ham will need to dust themselves down. They've got some points to make up. 4-0 to the Gunners at Highbury.
Well, a fantastic performance, I think it has to be said there, by Arsenal. Completely demolished West Ham, and real quality, particularly in their interplay. Yeah, I thought Overmars, Parler, Bergkamp were outstanding in that three-man attack in controlling the game. Petit and Vieira were fantastic at really owning the midfield. And in terms of attacking threat, they've got the best out of Ian Wright. And I think that's where Arsenal will be at their best, where they'll be able to make a difference. So that was an absolute joy to watch them play like this. We're going to get your thoughts on West Ham United. Cause for concern, they're not doing brilliantly at the moment. I beg to differ. I mean, to be fair, Harry Redknapp would have looked at this and probably gone, yeah, I don't necessarily expect to get 3 points here today. Can I at least sort of prove that we can compete at this level? And I don't think he'll be too disheartened. I think sometimes you have to hold your hand up and say that was a fantastic performance. And this Arsenal performance, I think, was one of the best we've seen this season. Now it's time to wrap up some of the other goals that have taken place in the Premiership, and we start at Anfield. Liverpool knew they had to back up their big UEFA Cup with a big performance at home, and they got it. Not quite the 3-0 win that people were expecting. The young Michael Owen showed to be a good player. You've got to take your key moments. His ability to control and finish settled this one. Bolton and Spurs was very much a game in which the home side had the best of it in the mist, but to be fair, we'll be frustrated they didn't make more of it. But one player that can't be frustrated after his poor performance was John Sheridan. A second buckle offence meant he took an early bath in this game. But there was nearly a winning goal late on. Dean Holsworth was brought down in the area. Referee had no hesitation to point to the spot. The penalty arrived in the end from Nathan Blake that skied it and missed a huge opportunity to win this one. Wimbledon showed them exactly what total football's available from the crazy gang. Their first goal anticipated that. A delightful finish, it has to be said, by Marcus Gale, but a brilliant bit of play leading up to it. The second goal was slightly more Wimbledon-esque. A brilliant cross by Earl, ball played forward, direct, powerful, brilliant football. Efe Okoko on hand to finish. The third goal arrived from good play on the right. Gale again fanning Kimball. His cross was met brilliantly by Okoko, who completely caught out Watson, the goalkeeper. Looked really frustrated, it has to be said, that his team had conceded that goal. Barnsley, though, did try and get the way back into the game. A quick throw caught out Wimbledon in the end, and lo and behold, it was John Sheridan that got the strike. His was just a little toe poke too far for Neil Sullivan. It turned out to be nothing but consolation in the end. As in the other end, in arrived Wimbledon to get a fourth and final goal, and Okoko to get his hat-trick. Another cross, another quality bit of football by Wimbledon. Their best performance of the season by a long way at the moment. The match ball was Okoku's. The performance was memorable at Selhurst Park. Newcastle United were able to beat Everton thanks to a single goal scored by a man that you used to enjoy scoring against Everton, former Liverpool player John Barnes. He was able to find the end to get on Antonio Pistone's cross and toe poke the ball home as Newcastle United picked up a big home win. Well, after Newcastle's performance, I'm sure that'd be a welcome win. Right, over to the game that took place on Monday night. Sheffield Wednesday, Derby County. Sheffield Wednesday themselves knew they really had to get a hold of it, so Alexanderson partnered Magilton in the middle. Carboni, Booth and Di Canio all playing for Wednesday. Stevanovic and Des Walker hoping to strengthen up her backline, which is leaking goals. For Derby County, signed from Portsmouth, Dion Burton started and made his debut. He partnered Paolo Wanchop up front, and the Italian connection of Baiano and Aranio in the wings, with Powell and Carsley in the middle. It made for a really intimidating atmosphere. Commentary for this one comes from Trevor Davis. Carboni is over this. It is Hinchcliffe to curl it in. And the header arrived from Paolo Di Canio. Not really got the power to upset Mark Poom. He was able to get it under control eventually, perhaps. Should have claimed that first time, but that was a good free kick from Hinchcliffe and good intent from Wednesday. Here's Aranio. Powell. Carsley. There's Carbonari. Certainly a free kick specialist for Derby County's Foreign Legion. Carsley. It's blocked. Aranio. Ah! And that cracks the woodwork. Wanchop's header. Pressman beaten, and it is collided off the frame of the goal. Very unlucky. Pembridge was looking for the middle at the moment. It's just broken to Di Canio. Oh, a frantic start to this game. There goes Pembridge going through the middle. Stimich does not deal with it, and Di Canio, oh, he was so close. Just go a whisker away. The Italian. Still the only side without a win in the Premiership thus far. It's a fine ball. Carboni has got there. Carbonari makes a good challenge. Aranio. Carsley. Wanchop. Clever. Aranio. Wanchop again. Terrific goal. Terrific goal. And when Wanchop found the room, he has let fly with a brilliant hit. His laces have gone right through that ball. And it has gone right through Pressman and into the back of the net. I'm sure the goalkeeper can feel sad. There's not much you can do here. The space was opened up. There's into Wanchop. There's nobody around him. Stevanovic and Atherton have let him pick his spot. In this situation, this was the goalkeeper's view. Not a chance. Fine goal. Magilton. Atherton gives it back to Magilton. Ah! And then Andy Booth has missed the sitter. In top class Premiership action, that's the sort of chance you have to take. Aranio. Carbonari, number 12. And it's a fraction wide from Wanchop. All good work on the wings from Derby County. Carbonari crossing on his less favoured foot. That man was very close to doubling his tally. Another goal kick lands in Derby County's possession. That's a fine ball. That's a brilliant goal. The pass from Lee Carsley is outstanding here. Dion Burton gets his first Premiership goal of the season. He is joined in celebration by the man that set him up with an outstanding pass. A poor goal kick straight to Derby's feet. What a ball that was. Carsley with all the credit to it, but also the credit must go to Dion Burton, who runs between Walker and Stevanovic. Two defenders leave far too much room. One touch to get it under control, another to guide it past Pressman. Derby a good value for 2-0. Alright. Into one shot. It's a dangerous place. And it was so nearly another goal. Paolo one shot. More great play down this near side here from Derby County. It's a little bit like the Karl-Heinz Riedler goal. Albanari certainly making things difficult. Here's Atherton. Stays on side there, Carboni, but loses the ball. He's just not presented with good enough options. He needs to be creative. Burton finds Boiano in space. And this space on the ring, he can be very creative. Lovely cross into Burton. Pressman redeems himself here. All the space in the world. That's a good strong hand to parry it away. It's just taken off the header Boiano by Stevanovic. Here's Burton. Al was in the area. Here he is now. He goes wide at Pressman. Just about doing well from the corner to clear it out. Burton here for Derby County. Off the pressure, and the shot in terms of miles wide. Another poor kick by Arno. Feature of Wednesday's play that's let them down. They're conceding possession. Inviting the opposition onto them, and inviting Dion Burton to have a go, and inviting Dion Burton to score again. What a debut this young man has had. 10 minutes to go to half time. Dion Burton stands on the verge of a Premiership debut hat-trick. Celebrations all round. But the poor defending from Wednesday is really starting to show. Derby County are having a wonderful evening. Perfect start to their week. Carsley here playing in Burton. A Truth backed off poorly from Des Walker. It's a brilliant hit on his left foot. Take nothing away from this. He shouldn't have been allowed the room to have this sort of space. I suspect there's not a lot Pressman could do. Derby in dreamland. It's 3-0 now. He's going to get a second chance at this, Andy Booth. Alex Anderson. Some of the passing is rather frustrating even from a neutral standpoint. When Sheffield Wednesday get into good positions, just seem to be panicking. Alex Anderson. Booth. That's a little bit better. Jim Magilton's strike. As Wednesday try to move through the gears. Forcing the game a lot. That wasn't far off. Magilton plays it to Alex Anderson. This time it is Andy Booth's turn. Again, he gets his timing all off, and once again, another chance goes begging. Magilton finds Tacanio. There's the area for Booth. Catches it, curls it, doesn't quite get it right. You've got to credit Sheffield Wednesday for really pushing forward here, but on that occasion, wasn't to be. Always looking to pass to a spare man and retain possession. Derby County may be in the all-white of Real Madrid, but some of their football has been Real Madrid-esque, and so is their finishing. A second for Paolo Wanchop. It's 4. And if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan, it's probably going to be difficult to watch. But from Derby's standpoint, it's brilliant. Terrific finish by Wanchop. But the defensive position of Stevanovic was awful. Wanchop then found himself ahead of Atherton, and he had the strength and guile to finish. Class goal. Carboni, Agilton, Wanchop, Ranio, Burton. That's a lovely ball. Paolo Wanchop. Does he have the strength? Does he have the finish? He's got both, and he's got a hat-trick. Fantastic from Paolo Wanchop. He's been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well, this is why he's got the goal. Wanchop's finish was good. Derby County, in truth, have just been class. Wednesday, well, they need a class or two. Certainly on defending. Sometimes you have to hold your hand up and say that was just brilliant. Well, what a performance that was by Derby County, but just how good were Derby, how bad were Sheffield Wednesday? I think it's the case of Wednesday lack any real confidence. They really are terrified at the moment, and that's coming across very much in the way in which they play. They just don't believe they can win games, and when you don't believe it, you won't, even if you're the best player in the world. If Maradona, Pele, Cruyff didn't think they could win games against the opposition, they wouldn't have been able to put in the performances. So there is a real crisis of confidence, and I feel for David Pleat, but he's trying to turn this round, but confidence comes from the top. Whether these players want to accept a change from another manager, I don't know. Well, see, I'm going to step in here. I really feel that some of these players, me personally, I feel like that they've down tools slightly. There's a few players in there. There are some challenges together that they weren't fully committing themselves to. It's little things like this that can cause us a little bit of worry in the dressing room, and I think ultimately maybe a change of management might be required at Sheffield Wednesday. Right there, let's go back to the rest of the games, and let's start off with Blackburn Rovers' trip to Filbert Street as Leicester City knew with a win here they could go top of the Premiership. Leicester City took the lead against Blackburn Rovers thanks to a budding partnership that's taking place. Ian Marshall was able to control it, lay it on for Tony Cottee to slip the ball home after young teenage Emil Heskey was out with an injury. And despite the delight of the two players joining up, it wasn't to be the winning goal in the end. No, that would arrive when a criminal mistake was made in the area and Chris Sutton was presented with all the time in the world. Certainly a player you don't want to give that sort of time and space to. He took advantage to secure a point for Rovers. Southampton were hoping they continue their brilliant performance against Liverpool with a win at home to Leeds United. David Hopkin completely disagreed with this. His excellent strike late in the second half gave Leeds United the advantage, and then Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank danced his way in the area and found Hopkin again for his second goal. It was the killer goal in the end that finished off this one. A brilliant performance from Leeds United, another poor one from Southampton. Leeds, though, have got Manchester United at home next in the Premiership. Now, in the modern football, whenever you win a free kick, the chances are that you will go and line your best player up and have a crack. Not for Coventry City, they're going to take it quickly and catch you out. That's exactly what happened when Moldovan played it through to Dion Dublin. His brilliant finish put Coventry City ahead. It wasn't the winning goal. There was a chance for the Attilio Lombardo, that Italian Champions League winner. He was brave one-on-one with Marcus Edmond and was able to tap the ball in to get Crystal Palace level. An equaliser. Some would say it was quite deserved. Either way, cracking goal. So top of the FA Carling Premiership for Week 8 is separated purely by goal difference. Manchester United and Chelsea both on 18 points. Arsenal and Leicester both behind them. Leicester actually missing out on the chance to go top after that draw. Palace will also be delighted in the top half, and after their big win, Derby County are up to 8th. Bottom half of the table makes for grim reading at the moment for Sheffield Wednesday. Negative 16 goals in terms of their goal difference. No wins, just 2 points at the moment. Southampton, despite their win last week against Liverpool, still find themselves rooted to the bottom, and Barnsley, after their promising start, have fallen back. Everton, West Ham United and Tottenham might be worried, but Wimbledon, after their great performance, jumped to 14th. Well, thanks to Trevor and Trevor for their company here today, and that ends this episode with our new logo. Do hope you enjoy it. We talk about Match of the Day, Man of the Day. For us, there are many people that could get it, but ultimately it goes to Mark Overmars for this absolute screamer. From all of us, bye-bye.
Right, to Parlour, their combination today has been lethal. Bergkamp, arguably man of the match, but it could be any of them. And he's still got hold of it here. Berkovic dispossessed. And it's Overmars! Oh!
Thank you for watching here this match on Trevor Sports. If you've liked it, please don't be afraid to like, share and subscribe to the channel. And if you do fancy it, head on over to Ko-fi. The link is in the description. Buy me a coffee for all the hard work. Further than that, make sure you enjoy more games coming up.